Well, seems 3DS capture cards are made out of solid gold and I'm sick of showing off no 3DS footage. I think I'll record that shit on my phone till I can afford one. Regardless, there is not much to Super Adam Malkovich's Boring Ball, as it's just a bootleg version of Rocket League. Oh, it's mechs instead of cars. Well, let's have a party because that's something really worth celebrating. But let's get into Blasphemy Ball. Starting out, we have MasterChef923 welcoming us to the game, saying his name is Commander Miles. And he's wearing yellow. And his name's also in yellow. Clearly someone is a very big fan of Tails. After which we are thrown into the tutorial to learn the controls, which I'm totally going to skip over because none of the controls really matter, as you will see later on. All you need to know is you walk around, shoot the ball, and spam the voice command as there's no cooldown and no penalty. All I will say about the controls and the way the game is built is it's pretty obnoxious. First off, there is motion controls, because of course there fucking is. Could not just rip off Rocket League, could you, Nintendo? You had to add something new, as you always do, like all the new shit you're adding to Colour Splash and fucking it up. Then, second, you have no right stick, which makes this a terrible game overall. You see, as you can see on screen, you turn the camera left and right with the left and right movement of the stick, and then walk forwards and backwards with the up and down motion of the stick. That sound familiar?
The controls are weird in this game. To move, you have to aim, press all the way left or press right, and Bubsy will rotate until you're pointing in the direction you want to watch. So we'll just grab this atom here, and then I'm holding left a little bit, hold left again, and then we'll jump a bit, and then walk forwards, if you understand that. So I'm holding all the way left till I'm facing the direction I'm facing, and then I press forward to go forwards. So trying to get 150 atoms, especially in those later levels, is just like, ugh.
That's right, it's Bubsy 3D's tank controls, where you turn left and right with the left and right on the D-pad and go forwards or backwards with the up and down on the D-pad, which means that the gameplay and the general controls overall feel pretty unnatural, especially for a game of this nature. Going back to Bubsy 3D, while still bad controls, Bubsy's controls were okay and worked for that type of game, as it was a precision platformer, so you had a lot of time to rotate left and right and move forwards and backwards and get yourself into the right position for the jump. But here it's supposed to be like Rocket League, it's supposed to be fast paced, frantic, and there's no time to think, no time for those kind of tank controls, so it doesn't really work. However, the locking on and the shooting and all the other stuff is still very responsive, but it's still not enough to save it from the limitations of the console, that being the one stick rather than the two sticks, and of course the motion controls. The music, again, is okay, but nothing special. It just kind of all blurs together into one generic track, which might stem from its two biggest problems that I'll get into last. Then, the graphics are one of really the only decent points of note. They're all bright and have a nice sci-fi feel and do work well for the game that they have been put into. A Metroid Prime game? Maybe not, as Prime was a much darker, realistic set of games opposed to this colourful chibi style, but sure, it's harmless. And as for the gameplay, well, first off, let me ask you all a question. What were you doing when the Pokemon Go servers were having all them connection problems? Alright, got your answer? Because take that answer and add it to this one, because the same rules apply here. If you're looking to even just play, then get ready to be staring at the error screen for ages. You will be watching on screen now how many times I had to reset just to get in, because I had to reset countless times on both quick play and challenge to try and even get into a single match. And considering Nintendo has had multiple online games out this year, you would have figured that they would have cracked this problem right now. But alas, it was not to be. But once you do finally connect, how is the actual game? Well, kinda boring. It's a 3 versus 3 shooting football game wherein all 3 team members run around trying to shoot the ball to move it into the opponent's goal. But the problem is, it's nothing but luck. The bullet hitting a round object can cause it to go any which way, sometimes even a way that defies physics. That is, you hit the ball from the front, but rather than it being blasted away from you towards the goal, it's blasted towards you. It's so RNG that you can even fuck around and be a team member down, yet still win. Here is me doing nothing to help my team, just standing at the goal with the go 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 clip, while the 2 teammates are trying to get the ball into the goal. Again, keep in mind that we are a team member down, because I'm not doing anything, so the blue team has the advantage, and yet we still won. Yeah, it literally doesn't matter who is helping or not. If you shoot the ball, it will go wherever it pleases, and you can win out of sheer luck, despite my team's disadvantage. But its biggest problem, and the one that kills it overall, is that there is no team building or co-op. It's literally drop in, drop out. So I hope you are not planning on playing with friends, because Nintendo is having none of that. No matter where you are in the menus or in the online, there is no invite friends or make team or anything like that. And as far as I can tell, this is the final version. There are no grayed out options. All the customization that we'll get to in a moment is all there. There is nothing saying or showing that this is an early access game. Even though I've heard hearsay that the co-op will be added in the final version. And I'm looking right now. I can't see anything on the internet to suggest that this isn't the final version. From what it seems, everything is here, and this is the final version. But let's play devil's advocate for a moment and say that this is in early access or is a demo or whatever. Not having some kind of friend request or grouping option was lethal. You see, there were quite a few of us online that night, all wanting to play together. You know, Mommy Midnight, Daddy Bio, and me. One big happy family all playing together. Or me, Photon, and Divaku, a full dragon team. But we could not. Instead, we just get thrown into random matches with some Berks that I cared not about. And so, if this was a demo, it failed as it did not allow grouping. And in your demo, not allowing you to play with your friends does not get a player interested. I mean, Overwatch had grouping in its 3-day demos, and using Overwatch as the counter, it wanted you to be excited for the game. It was like, here is what the game has to offer, here's the thing where you can add your friends, and here's the thing where you can play with your friends. So, you and your friends can be excited to play together. And it worked. When the game came out, because I was playing with my friends, it got me excited, and me and my friends bought it so that we could continue playing together. Here, however, it's got the attitude of, yeah, whatever. It's just a demo, maybe. Who cares? Just play it and buy it. And so, all of us, be it me, Midnight, or anyone, it garnered no attention, as what's the point if you can't play together or group? In the end, I got really bored, not only of waiting for the servers to actually log in, but just bored of playing with everybody else, and I started getting distracted by other things. As for the rest of the game, like the customization, it's okay. It's got the Animal Crossing route of customization, as in every so many games you unlock one single customization option rather than a box of 4 random ones, but at least you can't get duplicates, unlike Overwatch. And with that, we pretty much move on to the final verdict, which is going to get a right spiffy upgrade next review. I want to test them out on a few thumbnails first, just to make sure they're all good and working properly. But the letters? They're done! Just need the numbers and we're all set on that part. So thank you very much, Malix, for that. So yeah, this crappy blue final verdict box, get a good look at it, as it's the last ever time you'll be seeing it before them words are spelt out in my awesome golden letters. Then, after that, Malix is going to work on making proper hand-drawn, fully shaded gems rather than these shitty PNG images that were just quickly cut out. So look forward to that, and then after that we can look into upgrading the channel even more from there. And of course, if you do wish to commission Malix yourself, then I will leave a link below to his commission page, just in case you guys want to get something off him, be it a full picture or little bits and pieces to upgrade your own YouTube channel with. Side note though, he does draw not safe for work art, so do tread carefully when browsing his wares. But regardless, my final verdict for Rocket League Bootleg Edition is a pretty meh 2 out of 5. It's not the worst thing in the world, but by no means is it the best. It's clear Nintendo just wanted to copy Rocket League to make a few extra coins without realizing what made Rocket League so great. Its ridiculously over-the-top, fast-paced nature has been replaced with the slow, clunky mechs. The Maker Team of Friends is nowhere to be found, which means that the replay value is not all that great, and you will quickly find yourself losing interest and going back to other team-based games that has friending and grouping, like Splatoon, Overwatch, Mario Kart, or indeed Rocket League. Now, it is a free game, and I think for what the game is, that's a perfect price point. After all, it's kind of like Star Fox Guard. It's not the full game, and it's just a nice little side dish. You know, if we think of Federation Force when it comes out as the steak, Blast Ball is just the onion rings on the side. Now, does this excuse the fact that it has terrible servers, even though Nintendo has been in the online scene for a while, and the pretty mediocre gameplay? Hell no. But for a free game, you could certainly do a lot worse. So, it's okay at best, and if you don't have a good PC or Rocket League, it might kill some time till the full game of Federation Force comes out, but it's pretty basic, and there is nothing really I can recommend. Now, it seems the servers are still broke, if you'll excuse me. I have other things to attend to.